That Darrell can tell us about, and a little oil pot because it's in the shape of a little teapot, and an Yixing Zishaware teapot. This is not the same one, but a different pot, but still it's the same type of pot. And so from there the conversation ensued, and we had a nice little chat until, well, I'll just continue, until in the middle of this conversation, which was sort of meandering, and it was just a general conversation. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of this conversation, Darrell looked down and said, where did these things come from? I said, oh, well,
This little object is actually quite handy. It's a clock. You can say, well, why do you have a clock that's a square clock? And it looks like it's about 2 inches by 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches high. It's a clock, and it has several pieces, one of which is, let me pull out all of the pieces here, one of which is the burning platform, which is filled with ash, very finely sieved ash. It has a little piece which fits on top of the ash to flatten it. And then there is another piece which has a design on it, and that goes on top of the ash. It has a little scoop which you use to put powdered incense on the design, and then you lift off the design. So you have to imagine that it has this design, which is a little humped section of powdered incense, which you light at one end. The top is actually to keep draft from blowing out the incense, and it's quite decorative.
I think it's a longevity pattern.
Yes. The little piece then, when the incense starts, the smoke of the incense comes out and makes this very interesting pattern that comes out. But when it's finished, you can tell that a certain amount of time has passed. Now, if you wanted to be really special, half of the incense would be one kind of incense and half would be another. So you would have the smell difference to tell you how much time has in fact passed. There are a lot of recipes, for example, in Chinese cooking, in old Chinese cookbooks, of which there are quite a lot, which say cook for the time of an incense stick. In Western cooking, medieval cookbooks, for example, even Renaissance cookbooks, would say cook for the time of a paternoster. So cook for as long as it would take you to say regularly an Our Father prayer. And that was how you measured time. So this is actually a very nice little piece. I'm quite envious because I have some big ones. I don't have one little small one like this, because this would have been the kind of incense clock that would have been brought in some magistrate's in the sleeve of his gown, and he would set up the clock, light it, and when the clock had burned out and there was no more scent, well, he had heard all of your complaints or your requests or whatever. But it is one of the earliest forms of keeping time. There are several very interesting books about this. One is a very important work done by a very eminent scholar. His name is Silvio Bedini, who was the Smithsonian Institution's curator of mechanical objects. There's nothing mechanical about this, but he wrote this very interesting book called The Scent of Time. And this is exactly what this little incense clock is supposed to be. It's how you tell time by how the smell is.
All right, Katharine, what about the teapot oil burner?
No, it's an oil pot.
Oil pot. Oil pot, yeah. So, quite candidly, I don't really have that much information about it, but other than we bought that from the same vendor in Shanghai in the antiques district many years ago, and it's the same scale as a small Yixing zishaware pot. So it looks like a teapot, except that it is made like the little incense burner box out of, I think, tin. Looks like tin with copper trim.
Batong, probably.
Say it again.
Batong,
Batong.
which is a Chinese tin mixture.
Batong.
Looks sort of like silver.
It looks like silver, but not. It has tarnished a little bit since we brought it home, but a very nicely crafted little vessel, and it's charming and interesting to me as an art historian and visual cultural historian because it looks very much like a personal use or a use for a person and one or two friends size teapot, and so it's fascinating to see how the culture is transmitted. Tea culture can be transmitted to other vessels, other types, and so even though the materials are different, the shape is so pleasing, and the teapot shape is so pleasing that it gets transferred into oil pots or water droppers for an artist or calligrapher to use on the artist table.
It may in fact be a water dropper. It may in fact be a water dropper because of the very finely made spout. The end of the spout is very fine, and it could be a water dropper for ink paintings. If it's going to be used for oil, it would have probably been used for a flavoring oil, most likely roasted sesame oil, to add to a dish where you wanted a little bit of flavor but not a lot. What tells me that is the fineness of the spout, because it's very easy to handle. The lid isn't going to come off easily, but it would pour a very small drizzle. So you could use it either as a drizzle of oil, as I said, probably sesame, roasted sesame oil, which is very aromatic, or used as a water dropper for ink paintings.
Yep.